This is a system boundary. It's inside the system, outside the system. Can remember? So this is going to be the
Sir.
system, things that are inside the system, or the activities that we do inside the system, and who is responsible for this activity can be shown by this arrow. So take an appointment, arrange doctor, attend to appointments is outside the system. Create patient, recommend treatment, recommended treatment. Okay, we are not going to create the patient actually. When a patient comes, his record is created. Okay, his record is created and recommended treatment. We are going to recommend him some treatment. These are all activities. Okay, so the oval ones, activities, what you are doing. Arrows lines line for indicating the logical dependencies between them. So you take an appointment. If you take an appointment only, you can create a patient. If you create a patient only, you can recommend the treatment. If you take an appointment only, you can arrange a doctor. If you arrange a doctor only, you can attend to that appointment. Okay, so this is all dependent. This is depending on this, this is depending on this, this is depending on this, and this is depending on this. Dependencies. Okay, so these are the things that we do in a normal business modeling activity. Understood? So I hope
Sir.
you all have written the notes until prototyping. Have you all? Last week's lesson, I told you to uh, write the notes until what we have done. So prototyping until prototyping we have done.
So I have done till 7.3, sir. The other notes I have to complete today and tomorrow till
Uh,
7.3.
7.3.
I have to start SSA DM, sir.
Okay.
Since I have right until rapid applications development.
Sorry?
One point, this one I have to start SSC something. So SSA.
7.6.2 analytical tools.
I have
Okay.
to start from 7.6.
Yes. So now that you all have time, that means tomorrow also you will not be doing the ICT class, right? Wednesday will be doing 3 hours, and tomorrow is JIT, Thursday is JIT.
Thursday we having JIT, sir.
Thursday you are having
But
JIT.
Thursday, sir, Thursday is a postpone, no, sir.
Yeah, Thursday person, so you won't be having JIT also this week. Uh, so only then tomorrow in the ICT time you can do the copying of the notes. 1.5 hours you have. Okay, use that time to copy the notes. Okay, make
Okay,
sure you
sir.
copy the notes and give it to me by this Friday. You have enough time until Friday. Okay, this
Sir,
Friday.
can you repeat that again, sir?
Until I'm giving you time till Friday to complete the notes of whatever we are doing today, until what we are doing today and Wednesday. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Good. So the next one is called data flow modeling.
Okay, sir.
This is very important. This is a question that is going that you will be getting, that you will definitely be getting for your part two. Okay. So now onwards we have to go in detail about this. Okay, we have to go into detail about what these data flow diagrams or DFDs are, because in your examination there will be a definite question, usually the third question or the fourth question in your essay part will be a data flow question. Okay, so if you know exactly how the data flow diagram is drawn, then of course without any issues you can draw it if you understand the scenarios well and if you can identify the parts well. Okay, so this is very, very important. So listen carefully. So data flow diagrams provide a graphical representation of the process and the data flow within the information system that aims to be accessible to computer specialists and non-specialist users. So this data flow diagram is a diagram which could be understood, which if you read it properly, it could be understood even if you are a non-technical person. Even if you are a non-technical person, you will be able to understand what is said in this data flow diagram. If you read this instructions clearly, or if you read the data flow diagram clearly. Okay, the models enable software engineers, customers, and users to work together effectively during an analysis and specification requirements. Now, DFT1 or level 1 DFT is given below. Okay, don't worry about the details of the diagram. Look at the diagram for have an understanding of the symbol and notation. Okay, now I'm going to give you 5 minutes, 5 minutes in silence with this diagram. Read through it. Nicely read all this. Okay, nicely read all this, and I will ask you questions after 5 minutes. Okay, so read through it nicely. Read through it, all of that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rashad, the administrator. What happened?
Yes, finally come.
Hmm.
Only I saw the message.
Okay, okay. Fine. Ishraf is also here. Ishraf, I added your number to the group, I guess. That is the correct number, right? Okay. I think he's not having the microphone.
Mike.
Mic not working. Anyways. Uh, go through this diagram. I'll give you 5 minutes and I will come back and ask you some questions. Okay? Nicely read it. Okay. So, can you tell me what is this data flow diagram about? What is the system? What business is this?
This is like some video renting shop.
Video renting. Very good. So, what is this person doing in the? Where is this place?
This is inside.
Yeah, this is inside. What is this place?
It's a counter.
It's the counter. So, who is dealing with the
Yeah,
counter?
Customer.
Customer.
So what is he saying at the beginning? He's requesting for video.
Or a video.
Okay. Now he is going to check the charge details.
Charging
Details.
details.
And now he is going to ask the video rental details. Video rental details. He is requesting. And return detail document. They are going to give the document. Okay. Then after he is paying, the bill is issued to the customer by the counter. From the counter, the bill is issued to the customer. Okay.
Yeah.
When he is requesting for a video, he will get the details from the video details and say, uh, with both of
The
these
available videos.
available videos, and he will give the details of the available videos. Okay. So video renting details, the renting this rental and this one should come down. Okay. So both are counters, so no problem. Same thing. Okay, return video counter and supply video counter, uh, and they are going to check whether the details are available. They are going to check whether things are or the charges. Everything is checked here. So what can this be? This is a place where they are going to store the details. So from the storage only they are going to come and check and then tell him, right? So D1 and D2 are storage places. So in the storage places they come and check and then they let the customer know about the things that are happening. Okay. So when you have a rough look at this, you will have a vague idea of what a data flow diagram is going to look like. Okay, so data is flowing. First he will ask, then he will check, then this will come here, then this will go here, then he will ask this, then they will come and check here, then he will compute. All these things are flowing. The data is flowing between customer and the counter and the storage. How the data is flowing, in what order the data is flowing, is what is drawn in a data flow diagram. Understood? So this is how data
Yeah.
flow diagrams are drawn. So data flow diagram, we will be learning how to create our own data flow diagram. Okay. So in data flow diagrams, we have three levels. Context diagram, or we call this the level 0 diagram. Okay, context diagram or level 0 diagram. First level or level 1 data flow diagram. Second level or level 2 data flow diagram. So these are the three levels of data flow diagram. Okay. So we have to first know how the context level is drawn. After that we go into the level 1. Okay, we go into the level 1. Yes, that level 1. Then we go into the level 2. So first we will go with the basics, very very basics. I will tell you all the diagrams that will be used, and after that we will draw the DFT0. So context level diagrams are diagrams that present an overview of the whole system. Now this is going to give you the strategic view, overview of the full system, and it shows what are the processes doing by the external, not doing, done by the external entities with the system, and what are the information provided to the external parties from the system. In level 1, DFTs, a more detailed view of the system and the context diagram by showing the main and sub-processors and data flows that make up the system. Okay? So there is a, yeah, the flow of this. Now there are some parts missing in this. Okay, I will tell you how this is happening. Now let's copy this to a uh, what do you call, paint, this one, and then I will tell you what things we should add to this. Now if you see in this, the customer is requesting for video. Okay, then he should go and get the video data. So actually from this counter the video data should be going here. Okay, so this is happening first, this is happening second. All right, so the video details he will gather. Third, he will ask for the video details, he will get the video details. Okay, Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. So we have this happening, this happening. So because both of these are counters, the flow is flowing from different counters. Okay, it should be the same. It should come from the same counter. Okay, so there should be another arrow here giving him the video details, not video renting details, giving him the video details. So there should be another arrow here. I will say there is another arrow. So he's the one who's getting the video details. Available video details he's getting, and he should be giving that to the customer. He should, oopsie, he should give that details to the customer, shouldn't he? The arrow should be pointing this way. I'm not going to write it down, no place to write down. So that should be the fourth one. Okay, if you giving the details to the customer. Okay, now that part is done. He's asking for this and he's giving. No problem. Next one. He is asking for video renting details. Okay, that means the charges, rental charges. So fifth one is he's asking for the video rental details. Then he's going and checking the charges. Sixth one, checking the charges. Okay. Uh, so he's also checking the charges. He's also checking the charges. Uh, it's the same thing, right? Okay. Then uh, he should tell him the charges. Okay. He should tell him the charges. That should be another line here. Telling him the charges. Okay, charges. That should be number 7. Then return details document. Okay, we can give that is number 7, right? We don't need this line. It's too big. That's mine. Number 7 can be this. Giving the details. Number 7 we can take this as number 7. Okay. And then after all that, if he has taken the videos, they will issue the bill. That should be number 8. So with numbers This is how it should look like. Certain parts they have missed here. Okay, Akhil, you okay? Okay, good. Others also okay?
Okay, sir.
Good. So let's get back to this. Then the zero level and level one. In level one, we will be going into a little bit of details. Okay, not like the context one. Context one, we are going to have an overall picture. In level one, we are going to go into a little bit of details and see what is in this. And level two, more details. We are going to go a little bit more deeper than level one. Okay, we're going to go a little bit deeper than level one, and usually a level 3 diagram. A level 3 diagram can uh, come. Okay, level 3 diagram also can come if the system is little large. If the system is large, a level 3 diagram would be necessary, but most of the DFDs will stop at level 2. They won't have in detail stuff as to go to a level 3 diagram. Okay, so we can go to a level 3 if the system is really big, but we can stop in level 2. Usually in normal businesses we stop in level 2. All right, so those will be the uh, data flow diagram. Now we will look at the context level diagram. I will first explain to you what a context level diagram is, and after that you will draw a context level diagram in this class or maybe after class. Okay, we are having another 20 minutes. So context level diagram. The context describes the whole functionality of the system. It demonstrates the activities done by external entities. Person, organization, any system with the system and the information provided by the system to the external entities. It emphasizes the context and the boundaries of the system to be modeled, which things are inside and outside the system being modeled. Okay, so these are all blah 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 stuff here. Okay, so we will see what we are going to do with the context level diagram. So in context level, we are going to use a rectangle to show the system, full system. The whole system is represented by a small rectangle. Okay, it's going to be external rectangle, and external entities will be not a circle. It should be an oval like this. Okay, it should be an oval shape, right? Oval shape. External entities, anything outside the system. Okay, then data flow. Data is flowing inside or outside. Where the data is flowing, from where to where. Issued application for the student to show the direct data transmission between external parties. Now see, when data is flowing, I will use a solid line. Okay, when data is flowing, I will use a solid line to show it. But if I am showing you a dotted line, if I am showing it to you in a dotted line, we say a physical object is flowing. Maybe if I'm paying you in cash, I'm giving you cash, I can put it in dotted line. If I'm giving you an application form, I can put it in dotted line. Something physically transferred from one place to another can be represented using a dotted line. Okay, understand? Okay, now see the example context diagram we have here. So rather than looking at this example one, I thought if we draw a context level diagram by ourselves, it would be better. So I want you all to take a pen and a paper, piece of paper, not in your note. Okay, take a piece of paper. Get ready to draw a context level diagram. Okay. Now let's draw a context level diagram to represent a school system. Okay, a school system. So to draw the system, I'm going to use the rectangle, and inside that, I'm going to say the name of the system. Okay, inside the rectangle, I'm going
Sir,
yeah,
we also have to draw this. No different one.
no, draw it with me.
Ah, this one with you. Okay, sir.
Okay, now
Okay, sir.
in the school system, there are so many functions that are happening. So many things are happening. Okay, but now for the moment, we are going to think of only the admission of a student. How the admission of a student is going to happen from the system. Now, this is the system. Anything that is outside the system that is going to get involved in this process will be an external entity. So usually a parent only will be dealing with the school system to get the admission. Alright, so I will say this is a external entity which is the parent. The parent. Okay, the parent and the school are going to have a small deal. First, the school. So the parent will request for what? Admission details. Okay, he's going to ask what are the fees and that and this, all the details he's going to ask. So what they are going to give, they are going to give admission details. Okay, so I will put that in another line. Whatever is going from the school, I will put it in red. Okay, so that will be easy. So I will say give admission details. Okay, admission details is asking, now they are giving. Okay, admission details given. Then after that, what do? You request for a form, admission form. Request for admission form. Let's say request for admission form. The font is a little too big, so I'm just putting it in short. Now he's going to give the admission form. What color is that? Give admission. Why is that in left? Give admission form. Now when I'm giving the admission form, should this line be like this? Should it be like this? Or should it be dotted? Okay, admission form is a physical thing, so it's going to be a dotted one. Then let's say return filled admission form. Okay, it's going to return the filled admission form. We're going to come here. So this is also a physical object, right? So return admission, filled admission form. Then he will enter the details into the database and then issue bill. Now I have enough and more arrows to this parent. Okay. So what I want is I want to start fresh. After this, whatever is happening, I will put it in another circle and call it a parent. Now he is the same parent, right? He's the same parent, but since I don't have enough room to draw the arrows, I'm going to use a duplicate entity. When I'm using a duplicate entity, that means the same person in another area, I'm going to use a line like this. Okay. Then the school will issue the bill that is going to be in red. If all these things are happening like this, there is no dotted line in this one. That is the problem. So,
think the Windows 11 Paint might have some dotted lines.
I hope so. Okay.
If you have a better know, sir.
I don't know how Windows 11 is going to be. After many people usually we have to just start using.
So yeah, they sent like what? Something one version they sent no Windows 11.
Let's see what it is. In July, so June 30th we are releasing, right?
So they sent some trial version or something no
I didn't get it yet.
about the UI, something like that.
AK Mohammed, what are you doing?
So I just tried, sir. Okay.
Right. Okay. So he's going to pay cash. Cash is also,
So
yeah,
there is a duplicate one. No, that's why I put that line.
yeah. And after that, they will issue the bill. A receipt, sorry. Issue receipt. this is it for admission of the child. So this is not the only thing that is happening between the parent and the school. There are so many things that should happen during the parent and the school interaction. So for all that we have to draw the DFT. Okay. So this is just for admission of the child. Understand how the DFT works context level? Everybody okay? Very good. So can you draw this now? You can draw it up and let me know when you're done.
So only 5 minutes. are there. So
We have only 5 minutes left. Now Fahad took the screenshot and sent, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah, good. Thank you very much. Now, I will give you a small homework for this, right? I'll give you a small homework for this. What you are going to do is same school system, okay? Uh, a teacher, appointment of a teacher. That means a teacher is sending the application and CV to the school, and school is calling for an interview, and like that. Whatever the things that is going to interchange between the teacher and the school before the appointment of a teacher, you have to draw DFT and send it to me by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning or by 10 o'clock in the morning. Can do?
Okay, sir.
Okay, good. So let's wind up the session. Thank you very much. And good night to all of you.
Good night, sir.
Night.
Okay, sir. Good night, sir. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Bye.
So, bye.